Hey everybody, so we're going to be doing a marble tumbler. This is an order that I have, so I wanted to go ahead and do a live. I'm putting my gloves on. I've already got all my epoxy mixed. I will be putting, painted my cup white, and I did mix some Alumilite dye in with my epoxy, and it's white. So that's the first thing that I'll be putting on the tumbler, and I'm going to turn you down so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll talk about it while we work on it. And I'm also going to pull you up on the screen and see if I can see what's going on. I don't do a lot of comments while I am doing tutorials, but I do like to see and make sure that you can see on the screen what I'm doing. So I have got it pulled up now, and let me go ahead and turn the volume off, and let me see. I have to try to raise you up just a little bit, so maybe let's look and see. I think you can see most of what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting this white on. I did mix Alumilite dye, and it's this dye by Alumilite, and I mixed that in with my epoxy, and that's the first thing I'm going to put on my cup because I want it to be really white, and get that on there. And once we get that on there, then we'll start doing the marbling. This is going to have mainly greens and a little bit of teal in it, and I'm going to get a good coat of this epoxy on there with the white in it, because I want to give it a base so it can move a little bit. And I did it white because I wanted the base to be really white. And the epoxy is already getting a little bit thick because I did mix it before I started, and I got all my colors mixed before I started. And I think probably I may have to raise my camera up a little bit. I think that's why you can't see the whole cup. Normally you can. So I'll heat this up a little bit, and then I'll raise the camera up so maybe you can see a little bit better what's going on. I think I've got the whole cup covered. So let me take that glove off, and I'm going to heat this up so it can be moving, and then I'll raise the camera so maybe you can see a little bit better. I did want to get it moving a little bit, so let me go around here to the back and see if I can raise it a little bit without making you too sick. Okay, now let me get back around here and see if we can see any better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a teal color, which is an apple barrel Tuscan teal that I mixed in with just clear epoxy. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to strain some of this on here just to give it a little bit of a marble effect. I don't want any big clumps on it. Right there is a bigger clump than I like. And then I'm going to do just a little bit of green. I don't want much. And the green is apple barrel holly branch. And this does make a mess, so if you're doing this, you do need to make sure you clean up, put paper under what you're doing so you won't get it everywhere. And I want just a touch of black, and it's just apple barrel black. And I'm not going to do much of this at all. I just want just a little bit of black showing up in it. Not much. Now I'm going to heat it just a little bit, and we'll see what that does. You'll see, you can tell that I'm just pushing the epoxy around for that marble look. And then I think probably around the bottom I want just a little bit more. Cover that green up just a little bit. I want more blue than green, and I know mixing the blue and the green together will make a different color. So we'll see what that does. And I'm going to let it turn just a little bit. And I'm going to mix just a little bit more white. I've got some white, but not as much as I would like, because I am going to drizzle some white in with those colors. So, and I mixed up, y'all know that I use tablespoons to mix with. So I used 2 tablespoons of A and 2 tablespoons of B. And I did that simply because I wanted to have enough to do what I want to do. And then what I have left, I'll just put it in molds. Okay. And then with this white, I've got just a little bitty pack, and I don't know where it came from. It's pearl, and it's just a pearl white. And in the white that I just mixed, I'm going to drop just a little bit of that. If you see, I have this little spoon, and that's what it's for. And I put just a level spoonful. That's going to give it just a little bit of shimmer that the other white doesn't have. And I see a speck of glitter that got on the cup. Let's see if I can find something to get that off. I don't want that on there. You see it right there? Let me turn back around. Let me see if I got it. Don't you just get aggravated when glitter gets all over everything you don't want it on? Okay, I don't see it now. Maybe I got it. I'll keep an eye out for it. It was right there, I know. I'll put just a little bit back in that spot where I dug that out. Put some more of that green. The green's coming out a little bit more than I want it to. So that's why I'm putting some more blue in. And now I'm going to mix this white a little bit more with the pearl that I put in it, so I can drizzle some of this on there. And I think right here's a spot, where my hand touched it when I was trying to get that glitter off. So I'm going to make sure I've got that covered, so when I hit it with a heat gun, it'll sort of spread out right there. Okay. Now this is the white that I put a little bit of the pearl in it. It's not going to have much, but it's going to give it just a little bit of white. And with those colors on top of them. Okay. And always when you're doing this, keep your baby wipes handy, because you're going to need them. Or I need them. You may not, but I need them. Okay, now the black. I think what I'll do is hit it with a heat gun again before I put the black on, because I want just, this black has sort of turned into gray. So if I let it spin a little bit more, I think it will make a difference. Now let's see what the black does. Let it turn just a little bit. And I think that's all the black I'm going to put on it. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit more blue. That green is still coming out more than I want it to. Or that color of green. I wanted more of the blue showing than I did the green. Now I'm going to let that turn. I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off. Those of you that have watched some of my lives, you know that I take the tape off pretty much right away. I always tape the top and the bottom of my cups simply because, number one, I like the way it looks, and number two, around the bottom especially, if you tape it off and you have that silver, if your customer drops the cup, they're not as likely to crack the epoxy on it. And then there's always a little spot right there where the tape overlaps. All you got to do is just take your baby wipe and clean it up. Take it off at the bottom. And right there you can see there's a spot where it overlapped. So here's what I'm going to do. Wipe it off, and then this will turn, and then I'll see how it looks, and if I like the way it looks, I'll leave it, and if I don't, then I'll put more epoxy on it and work on it a little bit more. But since I was doing this, I wanted to do just a pop-up live so that you could see it. So I'll see you again after a while, and save the live. Hope you have a great day.